Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Jake's Shop Shop. On this episode, we get back to building some cars. Have a look. So, we got Garry's twin turbo LS Bedford wagon. Check it out, we're going to do some goodies on this. And, follow me. We got these big two GT45s, twin turbo setup, going in my VE Valiant Safari wagon. So that's a new build. Let's get into it. Alright, so before we get to our unboxing, right, because we've got some bits and pieces on the floor next to us, this is my 1968 VE Valiant Safari wagon. I've had this car the longest, about 8 years now. I absolutely love it, alright? I've had it since I was about 16, 17. Look at it, she's fucking gorgeous. Her name's Valerie. I'm not a big wagon guy, I'm not a big Valiant guy, I'm a bit of everything guy. But this car, just the fact that it's killer patina, it's solid, it's got crazy good lines on the roof, no rear seat belts, I fucking lose it over that, and it's got a wind down rear window. So what we're gonna do is coming out the corner, while I'm saving up for my Monaro build, I thought we'll do a quick little budget build. We're gonna work with a few companies, businesses, try a few parts out. We're gonna do something different. So the goal with this car is, I'm into the pro street party cars, I'm into the drag cars, like the real fast cars, blowing cars, but I'm also into airbag stuff, turbo stuff, and all that sort of stuff. So I want to sort of integrate an airbag setup into this car while we have the power to do power skids and, you know, chuck your mates in the back and do fucking pumpies down the road, right? So we'll just have a look at the car. It is pretty straight for its age, and believe it or not, the first ever rust repairs I did on the car were these front sill panel sections and floor pans in the, I think I was about 16 or 17 in mum's shed, I did them. This car passed Regency, I used to daily it, but super cool. It's actually, it looks brown, but the actual colours are a pinky brown metallic. Come have a look at the back. This is my favourite bit, just this patina. Look at that, beautiful. Wind down rear window. It's got nice mouldings, it's got some nice rouge in it. Fucking fantastic car. The seating position's great. I absolutely love it. I'll show you under the bonnet. In the car, it's a bit rough as guts at the moment, but I fucking love it. I used to have mum's blanket, one of the bed blankets I stole from the house, over the seats. She didn't find out until one time she seen it. Then she was angry. In the bonnet, we got just a slant 6, but we're gonna cut all of this out and we're gonna start again. All right? Let's get to the unboxing. All right, guys. So I know everybody's been waiting and I've been slacking big time. All right? There's way too many videos of not building shit. So back on my bullshit. My Valiant wagon, it's sitting here. It's about time. I've had this car the longest out of everything you can see. I got a delivery today. I'm super happy and thankful. So I thought, why not? Let's just start filming right now. Let's get it. So we'll have a look at these boxes on the floor. I literally just rushed back home, grabbed the boxes. Let's go have a look at it. With my razor blade. So I think I already sort of know what's going on. This package here, I reckon it's for another build, but we'll just have a look. It turns up, like I don't buy much, like I'm a pretty stingy fucker, but let's have a look in here. I reckon these are the collectors. So this is actually for another build. So we got some 4-into-1 collectors, a pair of them. So you know what that means, twin turbo, but these ones here are for Garry's Bedford, so we're gonna start doing a bit of series on that car as well. But let's get into what we've got here. So, fancy these days. All right, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Aiden? So behind the camera, I've got Aiden today. He's doing a roof lining in his car. He's become quite the flipper. I reckon one more flip, toe king, Jaden. Aiden's gonna take you on. Nah, but seriously, if you need any roof lining tips, Aiden will sort you out. Fucking hell, they wrap this thing up. And so all this stuff was sent to me as well by the fellas at Maxpeedingrods. You know we love it. We love a bargain. We love an eBay special. So those boys reached out to me and they said, you know, can we do a deal with you? Can we send you some stuff? And I thought, fuck, you know what? That's a killer idea, because you know what you're like, I know what I'm like. I go there sitting at night, I watch a YouTube video, how to make 1,000 horsepower on a fucking stock LS or whatever, and using the cheapest stuff. We're all guilty of it. So I thought, you know what? Let's give it a crack. Let's do some stuff with some budget material. But I know these guys, even though they have some cheaper stuff, it's actual good quality, eh? I've run the coilovers and heaps of cars and stuff like that, and honestly, for the money, you can't go wrong. So I'm gonna put some of their products to the test, and I'm super keen as well, because you know what? I'm just an average guy. I don't have $1 million in the bank. So let's have a look. First box. Here we are. What do we got here? Look at this. Look at this. Couple airbags. Look at that. Oh, shit, mate. That's cool. They look nice. Let me have a look. Close, close, close. That's actually not bad. They look alright. They look alright. Alright, next box. Next box. Come on. Let's go have a look what we got here. Another pair of airbags. Another pair. So that's 2 pairs, right? 1 build. So you named it. We're airbagging the front and the back of this Valiant. I'm going to be notching the front, notching the back. I want to sit this thing on the ground. That's important to me. So we've got 4 airbags here. Boom. Alright, let's have a look at some here. So I bought a few bits and pieces. I had a look at the website and I wanted to have a look at some stuff. So I reckon this is the fuel line. So what I've done is I ordered some fuel line, Teflon, or their version of it. So I wanted just to see what it was like. I don't know if we're going to use it or not, but for the price, it's extremely cheap. So I wanted to know what we're dealing with here. So it's dash 10, Teflon. We'll have to have a look at this. We'll have a closer look at this after. But because obviously you guys know this stuff is not cheap. So, and you even get some fittings. That's cool. So here's another one of these. Ordered 2 of these. These are cheap as well, so I'd like to put these to the test, this line, and I've got some Aeroflow stuff as well, and also some race work, so it'd be cool to put them all next to each other and have a look at the differences in them. But already, you guys know how much these fittings are. They're not cheap. I think this whole kit here is like $100 and some bucks, so it's like 10 meters of Teflon and some fittings, so no doubt that's a no-brainer to try that out, which leaves me to the next question. What is this? So I know they said half of my order was on back order, so they didn't have everything in the country, so I've got some more stuff coming as well. So we'll see what this is first. Let's have a look. I'm really hoping. What's this? Okay. Oh look, there's some more stuff. So what I did here is I brought the turbo fitting kit just to have a look. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one yet or not, but just to have a look and to give you guys an idea of some products, I thought I'd get this, just one of them. All right. Let's have a look. I'm hoping. Are you hoping, Aiden?
Yeah.
So hopefully this is going to give us an idea. Is it? I don't know. Come on. Grand opening. Ah! It was my birthday last week, so This is actually just my birthday present to myself. Not even from myself, but from Maxpeedingrods. Let's have a look. Look at that, there it is. There it is. Come on, you fucker. Look at that. If that doesn't put a smile on your face, I don't know what does. Quality, Wuhan war whistles. Fucking oath. No, but this is the GT45 they call it. So one of these bad boys from them. Look at that, it's got the anodized parts in it. What I've done is I've ordered 2 of these, so 2 GT45s. We're gonna put on the Valiant on a little 5.3 iron block LS, so that's a look into it. So we'll skip now, I'll clean up this mess, and I'll walk you through a few more things. Okay, so let's just skip a couple of days ahead. It's actually Sunday now. Right, I'm making the video, just come down to the shop, do some filming. Since we unboxed what we just seen, a heap more stuff's come in. So what I didn't get to show you was the wheels. Now, we picked up these bad boys from Wheel and Tyre Kingdom. They're basically just a stocky, but I needed some wheels that were the right offset and the right size so I could tub the front and the rear of the car to suit, all right? So these things here, I reckon they're about 140 bucks each. They're just a big steely, but obviously 20-inch in diameter, 0 to offset, 20 by 10s and 20 by 9s. So that's what we're gonna run on the Valiant. Just thought I'd show you those, have a look at the size difference. Someone's doing a fucking skid. So obviously quite a big size difference from the factory rim. But obviously when we finish the car, we'll go order some real nice fucking shiny billet things, and it'll look ticked. Anyway, let's go check out what else we got. Alright, now these bad boys here, parallel 4-link bars and brackets and kit. I brought these from, where is it? Castlemaine Rod Shop. This is the $450 kit. So I've been looking at this kit for a while and I thought, fuck me, that's cheap, right? If you guys know what a proper 4-link kit with 3 3/4-inch bars, chromoly rod ends is, it's like, you know, you're talking about 1,200 bucks. So I thought, let's see what this kit's like, and I'll show you guys as well. I thought, I'll buy it, I'll tell you what I think of it, and then you can make up your own mind whether you want to use it or not. So, I bought this. You also get your coilover brackets and whatnot. I'll probably end up cutting the bars a bit shorter, using them. We're gonna utilize this kit. For the money, you can't really complain. So we got the 4-link kit. Lukey came down the other day, dropped me off a bit of chromoly bar and some weld-on tube adapters here. So with this bar and the tube adapters, I've got some Heim joints coming. We're gonna make a Watts link rear end setup. Come over here. Obviously we've got all the tube to work out a few things from Bleachy. A lot of this is going into Garry's car. So some of it will be trial tested on mine. Here, I don't know whether I'm going to use them or not. I've got some chassis connectors. I've got these with another build. Obviously, my second turbo's come in, so another GT45, so a pair of big huffers. We've got some tubs here. So double radius tubs from Mr. Mudguard. I think these are 2mm thick in diameter. I mean, not in diameter, in fucking thickness. But what I'll probably do is cut these down the middle, widen them, and then I'll make my wheel tubs. That's cool. I've got an old 9-inch diff housing here. So I picked this up real cheap off Marketplace. I cut the brackets off, so we'll flick over to that. I'll show you what the diff looked like before I cut it up. But we'll end up just cutting it, shortening it, putting our 4-link bars on. That's cool. Obviously airbags, Got the axles there we'll use for mocking up purposes. I went down to the Outlaws the other day. I got my diff center, my strange, whoop, risky. So I'm just starting to collect some parts for this build. Comes very nice. Obviously Paul from Outlaws will build this one for me. I love you, Paul. But check that out. 9-inch center casing, strange, all the good bits. So obviously we're going to put this this car through a bit of shit. It's going to see a bit of limiter. So I want to make sure it's all good. We was going to use a Hilux diff, but I had the 9-inch there and I thought it looks kind of a bit more spicy, so we use that. Fuck, I'm out of breath. But anyway, so obviously we're going to chuck all of this in, plus a 5.3 LS, turbo 400. We're going to front chassis rails, rear chassis rails, make it sit on the ground, put the turbos in, everything, you name it, you're going to see it on the channel. So I reckon maybe next week we're going to start on that. So pretty excited, got some RHS, some steel, almost there. When I get everything I need, we'll jump into this car, all right? All right guys, quick break from the video. What I'm gonna do is from now on, we're gonna do a Jake's quick tip segment, all right? So every episode from now on, you're gonna get a quick tip. So we've been working on this Falcon XY wagon, doing some rust repairs. So here's the door I've been working on. All right, obviously a bit of work done. So let's get into Jake's quick tip of the episode. I was in the middle of a job and I wasn't going to film much of this, but I thought I got to a point that I always have on the same job. When I'm doing early Falcons, doesn't matter what ones or a lot of other cars, they always rust in the inside of the door skin here, right in this corner. Now, what we do is I jumped the gun a bit. I made this panel up, but sometimes a simple groove like this is super challenging to make. So it seems weird, but for someone that hasn't done it a lot, it's more challenging than you think. More challenging than just a flanged part like that. What I like to do is I get a piece of metal. You always cut it way bigger than you need. I put it here. I roughly cut out the shape I need. Now to get this groove, you want to start by making the groove. You don't start by cutting it out to the right shape, because when you do put a groove into it, what it does is it pulls the sides in. This side will come in a bit, this side will come in a bit. So what happens if you cut it to shape and then knock your groove into it, it'll be too small. So I'll show you how I do this, because I don't have a special tool for this or anything. This is only half done, but we need to make that groove. So what I did, come over to the trusty vise, open the vise up a little bit to your desired width, sit it in there, get yourself a hammer with this sort of end to it, and you want to just smack that in. Now obviously the groove we need is over here, right? It's around about here. That's why I put extra metal on, because I smack it here, I make all the marks here, and sometimes the edges get a little bit fucked up from the vise. But if you put the mark here, you're going to cut that off, you know what I mean? Because realistically, the piece I'm actually going to put in is like through here. So that gives us a nice groove. And then what I'm going to do afterwards is sit it down. Because see here, we can now see where I've traced the outside of the panel where it needs to be. So I'll grab a hammer on a piece of wood and just work this down around here. Massage it down, massage it down, massage it down, boom, 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 boom. Constantly hit around here, and I'll just get that shape. So I'll flatten out these edges around here, and there's your panel. All right, so we'll check in once it's done. Alright, so this is what we come up with in the end after a little bit of massaging. So obviously it's got the groove in it. I've tapped the edge over with a dolly, and this now sits. It sits in here, just like so. Obviously I got to get it in the right position and just massage this lip to match up with mine. But yeah, that's a quick look into how I'll make something like that. Here's obviously the difference. It's slightly different, but overall very, very close. And with a little bit of cleaning up and panel beating as you go along, weld it where it gets a bit of stiffness, massage and blend in the edges, you won't be able to tell. But that's how I go about making something like that. So break it down into steps, do the bend first, and go around the edges and flatten it out. Now let's chuck it in and have a look what it looks like. All right, there it is, guys. So that's the corner, all done, just cleaned up on the inside. Super happy. So it's got that curve in it. I've made it suit, so when I put my skin on that I made over there, she'll be sweet.
Right.
What are we doing?
We're making a turbo setup for the Mad Van. Twin turbos.
All right, so a lot of things going on this week. I'm not even sure how I'm going to structure this video. It's got some Valiant stuff, got some Ford stuff, got some now Bedford stuff. So we just got back from having to play with another guy's car, fix that up, thanks to Garry. But I thought, fuck it, now's as good as any time. Let's pull the Bedford out of the corner and get into it. So it's at the stage now. Gary's done a lot of work in the past with this car over many years, but I will touch base on what stuff's going in it as we sort of cover the car. As I see something, I'll point it out, or Garry will point it out. But it's on the hoist now because we're up to making the turbo exhaust manifolds. So here we are. It's got a 5.3 LS in it, turbo 4, twin turbo. So we're just having a play with these manifolds here. And so what happened on Monday is, we'll show them that in a minute. We got some of these nice collectors, 4-into-1. 2 of these from this place, Hot Side. What is it called? Hot Side boost bits. So we got these bad boys. Gary's brought these custom made flanges. I think they're 16mm thick for the LS's. So we're just gonna put them on there and just figure out where our steam pipe's gonna go. He's opted to use the steam pipe, super heavy duty. We don't want no braking or anything, we want longevity. We want it to be nice and symmetrical and to work well. So all this steam pipe, all this sort of stuff here, you can get from, I get it from Metal Corp, but your local metal supplier should be able to sell it. You get all different kinds of bends. Of course, Hot Side, boost bits, whatever, collectors. Garry got that flange custom made, but you can get them from Outlaws. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put them in place, tack them up as we go with the MIG, get it all into position, and then we'll obviously pull it off, tick it all up, and have a look. So we'll take you through with that.
Awesome. Plates on the right way up.
All right, so first thing we're doing is we've just had a look at all the bends on the car. So we've just placed them all in position, roughly figured out what we're gonna do coming off the flange. Now I've decided we're gonna pull the flanges off and we're gonna measure all the cylinders, and we're gonna have them all set up because I want all the tubes cocked slightly. So if I tack them on the car, I might not, where it is in the car, it's sort of difficult to see, but I want them all even, you know what I mean? So we'll take it off, we'll tack these on first, and then we'll put them back on. We're gonna pretty much build the driver's side first as well because there's a steering shaft in the way. So we just finished tacking this side up. So it was a bit done on the wing. Garry threw me some ideas, I had a few ideas. We had a main issue making this whole system was making sure there's clearance through here. We've actually got to clearance this pipe a little bit more for this steering bolt here. So we're actually going to shorten one of the pieces, move it back about 15 mil, which will give us clearance. But from there, so we're going to basically, the collector's going to sit there. We'll join those pipes to the collector, then it'll go up to the turbo. So that's all good. We're gonna have a look at it now, have a smoke, and we'll get back to it. Can't actually really see it from the top, to be honest with you.
Oh, you just see those two bumps there.
All right, new day. So got to start in these manifolds last night. Now, like I said, this is how it sits on the engine. This pipe here needs to move over slightly that way. So what we're going to do is, I'm actually going to take a bit out of here, this straight pipe here, take a little bit, just going to move it back, and then we're going to start building from there. I want to just close up this gap just a little bit, move it over, and she'll be sweet. I'm super right with how this is looking. It's starting to look real nice. It's going to be tight, happy. Okay, so what I've done and how I probably recommend doing this if you can, we're going to try and mirror image the driver's side manifold over to the passenger side just for that aesthetic look. Obviously keeping in mind we want it serviceable and all that sort of stuff. The only thing we're going to run into is where the alternator is. So the alternator's here, which is going to cause a bit of an issue. That's why I've left the collector off of this one, because we'll figure that out when we mirror them and we'll see what we can figure out. But what I've got, this is sitting how it is, you know, on the head. Imagine the head's here. This one's opposite side. So I'm going to start by getting all these right. Same angles, and then go along. Okay, I've got a tight radius bend here. Put the tight radius bend, measure this, put this on, you know what I mean? So on, so forth. So we'll try and slap this together now. All right, while I'm doing this, I thought I'd just touch on something. As you've just seen, I made it pretty much roughly where I wanted to, right? Now I'm pretty sure there's some sort of legit way to do the measurements and figure out the angles, and there's probably even kits and shit that let you do that. But guess what? I don't have disposable money to buy that shit, and I'm pretty artistic, not autistic, potentially autistic as well. So I'll make it pretty much how it is, and you can do this at home. Just fucking get it about where you want it. And if there's an issue, like you see me cut a few bits and pieces off, once it's all pretty much made, you can sort of figure out where you went wrong. You can look at all the bends and you can go, oh, these two pipes, this one needs to be cocked a little bit. All right, so we can cut it here and just twist this end bit, you know what I mean? You don't have to start again. Once you get it pretty good, you can sort of just tweak it a little bit here and there, and then you can get it exactly where you want. So now, even though they're slightly off, I'm starting to get the collectors, those pieces coming out pretty much even, you know what I mean? And I'm looking at the height. The height's good. I'm looking at the bends. I'm looking at the pipes at the end. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to make it as symmetrical. And if all it takes is a few little angles here to get these pipes at the end right, we can tackle that once the rest of it's done. But at the moment, it's starting to come up real fucking nice. You know what I mean? And you can see, it's starting to have that real symmetrical look. You know what I mean? But we'll continue. Okie dokie. So I've mimicked the manifolds and I've chucked them on the car. So next step is we'll see what issues we have now. This side's not quite going to work because as you can see where it's coming out into the alternator. We want to give as much distance as we can from the alternator, but keep in mind we only have this room here. Also, this is a bit of 4-inch stainless. Now, off the back of the turbo, up there with there's no cover on it, we're going to have the exhaust come out through here, and we're going to go out through here, up under the wheel well. So, we're going to have to get through this gap here, and have this exhaust here. So, issues. This side's a little bit easier. We're going to have the exhaust out here, and obviously it doesn't have the alternator, so there's more room to play with. But even if there is more room to play with on one side, and we have the alternator issue, they're going to be slightly different. But at the same time, I'm going to do my best to make even the difference a little bit less noticeable. So I'm going to have this come back a little bit. We'll take a few bends off, make it come out to the side, and I'm going to do the same to the other one. Now, it might look very similar because we've got this steering shaft here, right? Imagine the alternator's here. So this is all going to come around this way. Now this, imagine the steering shaft's here. It's all going to come this way. So it'll both look like they both, you know, come out around. So we'll have a play with that now. We'll pull them off. We'll pull a few bends off of it and see if we can start coming out the sides and then meet up with the collector hopefully. This is how many bends I got. And yeah, if you're wondering, these are paid about, I think, $4 each for these bends from Metal Corp. So not too expensive. It does add up when you go crazy. If you're making a log manifold out of them, very cheap, but beautiful. Let's continue. I didn't film last night, but in the end, I got the collector all mounted on the passenger side of the Bedford. So we just put this on. I built most of it on the bench, actually. This is the first trial fit, and we have a clearance issue here on the suspension. Apart from that, it all clears everything quite nicely. So we're going to pull this off now, rectify this issue, possibly straighten up this collector just a little bit so it has a nicer angle going into the exhaust housing there, and this side here obviously fix this pipe a little bit, but we're actually going to move it just a little bit more because it's got about 5mm clearance from the steering coupler, but we just want a little bit more, so we're going to move these two pipes up a little bit, then chuck it back on the car and build this side collector. Hopefully this side's all good. And then tonight we'll join the pipes up to the turbo. All right, boom. We've started on the driver's side front section, right? So what I've done is I've followed one pipe out, the easiest one, and I've actually locked in the position of the collector. Now what I'm gonna do is I've had a look. If we come through here into here, over the back into the back too, there's nothing that's gonna be in our way on this side. So I've done the only pipe that really needs clearancing. So now I'm gonna pull it off and I'm actually gonna complete this on the bench and we'll put it back on. Same as what I did on the last one, because if we try and make the whole thing in here, it's just gonna be a pain in the ass. So try and make your job easier. Get your collector located and then go forward from there. Now see, I've pulled this one straight out the car. I bolted onto this dummy head. If you don't have an old head or anything like that, there's nothing wrong by putting a little tack weld here and tacking it on the bench or something like that. You can do that, that's fine, so that'll hold it in place. This is just easier. The VL manifold, if you remember me making that, I just tacked it to an I-beam, same shit. But as you can see on the bench, we can get all the way around it, fill in the gaps, and work our way, and we can see 360 degrees around. So just try and make your work easier when you're doing this shit, man. Yeah. Yep. All right, there you go, guys. So far the headers are all tacked up. Pretty symmetrical, pretty good. Not quite, but obviously we've got the steering shaft in this one here that goes through here, and the alternator on this one here. But from the top, as Garry was just saying, when you look down, you see all the curves come out, all the same, symmetrical. Most of it from the top through here is still symmetrical. You look through there, you look through there. From the back, it's symmetrical. So we're happy with that. Plus all your plug leads and everything fit with ample room. So that's what we want. Now we're gonna go forward from the collector to the turbo, the rear housing. We'll get that done, hey? So why are you using zip ties?
Toughening up, mate.
No zip tie racing here?
No zip tie racing.
Yeah, first starter.
Thank you. All right, guys. So we're here down at JB Custom Fab. So if you don't know, if you're in Adelaide, Jacob actually sells stainless, aluminium, all kinds of bits and pieces. So if you're making an exhaust system, anything like that, you need any supplies at all for your exhaust system, come down here, give him a call, tell him Jake sent you, and he'll sell you straight pipe, everything. So next day you'll get whatever you need. I'll show you a bit of what he sells. So we come down here, buy a heap of bends and bits and pieces. So whatever you need. Look at him, he's got a mullet. He's a friendly bloke. But on the flip side, you've got Ed Sheeran here. You've seen him before. He's doing a beautiful job of this Valiant. But you can also get your car polished or your knob. All right, so we're just here making the front J pipes. Picked up a couple of the exhaust V-band clamps from Salika Spares today. Also, you can get them from JB Custom Fab. All right, so we're going to be talking about Jacob in a minute. He's hooked us up with some exhaust stainless. So we're just making this pipe here. As you can see at the moment, don't mind me fat gap, but it's going to go up there. I've got Garry and Sam just making a little bit of straight piece on an angle. Motional support. Let's get it. It's Friday night now, so see how far we get before I have to go grab some dinner. But it's starting to come along. Real quick, I'm going to mention picked up all this pipe here. So we got some 4-inch stainless, some 3.5-inch stainless, a few 45s, pie cuts. Fantastic, look at that, all even, everything, beautiful. All this stuff here, along with the length of stainless, I picked up from JB Custom Fab. So what I'll do is I'll put a little photo of his business name here. So if you guys are wanting to order some stainless and everything like that, he's an SA supplier, right? Definitely hit him up. I'll put his number in the description. Send him a text, send him a message, ask him what you want. The next day he'll have it. So anything you want, next day delivered, boom. Local business, help him out. So thank you, Jacob. All right, so the difference between the stainless Jacob sells, it's not always the cheapest stuff, right? And in some applications, we don't always want the cheapest stuff. So this is 304 food grade stainless. So what that means is it's to a certain specification. I don't know the details. You can ask him if you want what the difference is, but basically it's better to weld. You're gonna have that nice colored weld. That also comes into your welding settings. But what it's gonna do is it doesn't matter how much weathering it sees, it's always gonna stay stainless. It's not gonna turn a bit rusty or go fucked up. So I'm gonna use the nice stuff. I'm gonna do it right, do it once. Should turn out good. So thank you, Jacob. Also today, I'm just continuing the last bit we'll do on this episode is try and get the exhaust from up there out through here for Garry. So we've got all this tacked up now. We've got our J pipes in place with the V bands, beautiful clearanced. So now what we're going to do is start coming off. Now this is a 3-inch V band, 3.5 inch pipe. I've just rounded a little bit. We're going to try and suck it in and get it on there, and then we're going to go to 4-inch around the corner. So we're going to TIG these. Let's go. It's got to be like even gap all the way around, and always just push down on the table as well. Like that. Go to the top. Yeah. Push down on the table as well. Alright, so what I'm doing now is tacking all the ply cuts together. So just making it come off the turbo. Have a look through here. So just tacking the ply cuts just in here. I've got the last one on there, and then we're going to go down. Once I get around this little corner, come around the back a little bit more. See the ply cuts there? So we're just tacking them up now. I use a bit of sticky tape. There's probably a legit way to do that, but fuck it. Finish this side over here. Just have a look. So it's going to go under the guard there. So just tacking that up. Very happy. All right, let's get it. Maybe stand over here. That's good. Watch me fucking lose it. People might think I can see, but you can probably see more than me. You look at it yourself. Really work on. You only get fucked up. Not that really. Alright guys, thanks for watching. That's all we have time for this episode, but very shortly, next week, I might even put a midweek episode out. I'm going to try and bump up my uploading schedule because you guys want the Caitlin's laughing at me. I'm going to bump up that schedule for the uploading if I can, alright, if I have time. But as you can see, we've got the turbos mounted in the Bedford, the exhaust manifolds all tacked up, and the exhaust system starting to come down. So like I said, that's all we have time for. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you on the next episode. Hopefully we can get this thing all fab work done. Cheers.